love you, fam. Billy Goat Tales, I love it here. Billy Goat Tales, the fam is here. Give us can, give us can, give us can, give us can. We love you, fam.
Merry Christmas, Billy Goat Tales fam. Love in the air, that's who we am. Hand to hand, we share, we gain. Hashtag givers gain again and again.
Merry Christmas, Billy Goat Tales fam. Love in the air, that's who we am.
Hand to hand, we share, we gain. Hashtag givers gain again and again.
If you're near or far away, you're still family today.
Merry Christmas, Billy Goat Tales fam. Hashtag givers gain again and again. Merry Christmas, Billy Goat Tales fam. Love in the air, that's who we am. Hand to hand, we share, we gain. Hashtag givers gain again and again.
Here we are. Welcome to Billy Goat Tales, everyone. Got a little
Merry Christmas.
new Dave Digital rendition there of a new jingle. So thank you, Dave Digital. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for taking time on a Sunday to come and hang out with Billy Goat Tales. We appreciate you. We got a great show lined up for you. Going to get into a lot of stuff today, squeezing it all in as much as we can because we're talking about whether Bitcoin bottomed. We're going to be talking about ETH. We're talking about ETH outflows. There's just a lot of craziness going on that we definitely want to get to. The prediction markets, Sol attack. Sol had its first big attack. How did it do? How did it hold up? We're going to hit it all. But first, let's say hello to the team. What is going on, Jimmy Jim? Good to see you.
Going on, Billy? Another, actually, looks like it's going to be a hot Christmas here in Texas.
Ooh.
Currently at 80 degrees today.
Wow.
Started the week in the upper 30s.
Wow. Is it supposed to be warm all week, huh?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be a
white Christmas for Jimmy Jim and Dave Digital and Tex-Mex Smile
Definitely
Max.
We put our jingle bells on the fringe of our cutoff jean shorts.
Love it.
Oh my.
So how you doing, Dave Digital?
Oh man, doing good. In a short, hopefully it's going to go well. About to finally move the stock to profit. I think I've been in there since the second touch of 88.34 on the 3-minute chart, the last recent one. So we'll just have to see what happens.
I hear you. And Tex-Mex Biomex with us. What's going on, brother?
What is going on? I'm feeling good, Bitcoin's down, fears up. My portfolio is looking like my kid's report card, but those red marks don't scare me. I'm still proud of it.
That's right. And good to see you, Red Man.
Yeah, thankful for another day not promised.
And we have Dark Crash here with us today, our resident shark expert. What's going on, Crash? Good to see you.
Good to see you all. My legs are crushed from my recent exercises, but I'm somehow still standing, metaphorically, right now in my chair.
There you go. You're standing, metaphorically.
I mean, am I the only one that wants to hear more about the report card?
You can. Go ahead.
Tony, I mean, how was the report card? I mean, what was going on? Did we get some
hey,
needs
C's
attention
get
here?
degrees. C's get degrees, right? No,
There you go. C's get degrees.
I actually haven't seen the final report card, but they finished their last finals last week. I think my son was probably in the B range. I think my daughter, there was one class, she's like, but she passed. She got a C, so she didn't have to redo it, and that's good.
There you
It
go.
was
That's good.
it was one of her business classes. She has enjoyed them, but this professor, she was just like, she said it was a snooze fest. So I told her to check out the professors on those websites. Make sure you're getting one that might engage you more.
I know you always got to be a little bit sus of the professor who's teaching business rather than out there doing business. I'm just saying.
She's absolutely loving being in the classroom with like first graders, though. I think that's her passion. So she's going to get her minor in business. That's where she started, but she's really digging the teacher aspect, and so she's digging into that. So
There you go. We need good teachers, people that do it for the good reasons, the right reasons. We need them out there. It's not a very rewarding job from what I heard, what I understand, at least financially. But we need the good people to do it for the right reasons.
Maybe financially, but yeah.
Dave Digital, since you're really on it today, why don't you say hello to chat?
We have a chat. I know there's got to be Jesse Haluk is in the chat. Mike Vollmer, Mod King, as he told me, it was a self-proclaimed Mod King. So we will recognize that, and we appreciate that there was no weddings that happened without any invitations being sent out. Dark Crash said he had the second life, and he happens to be right here on stage in a fancy Santa hat, showing his Christmas spirit. We have Redman in the chat, and he's asking everybody, if you will, just take a second and share everything out. If you have an X account, if you have a Discord that you're in, if you're on Facebook even, if you want to break out your old MySpace, go ahead and share out the stream. That's fine with us. Who else do we see? Rusty Bot. I saw Rusty Bot in the chat. Rusty Bot and Tex-Mex Biomex in the chat. Tex-Mex Biomex. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see who else. Did I miss anybody? If I missed you, Darren Does Things is in the chat. But if I missed you, please take a second, say hi, and I would like to see you in the chat. We'll say hi back.
There you go. Well, let's get right into some crypto. We probably have some new people lurking. I have a feeling, a suspicion. So let's get into some bubbles. Redman, are you ready?
Let's go.
We love you, fam.
The Redman and the crypto bubbles.
If somebody could make, yeah, there we go. All right. So this is on the hourly for this beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Las Vegas. We got IP up 4.3% for the hourly. Looks like they're still pretty red for the monthly and on. Got to do a little bit of recovering. Up 3 spots, number 82. $525 million market cap for this AI play, $1.54 per coin. Let's see what else we got here. Midnight. Super impressed with Midnight. I think Cardano dropped this at the right time because, man, it's just showing nothing but green. 2.6% on the hourly, sitting at rank number 43. $1.77 billion market cap. 10 cents gets you one coin. 10 cents is up from 1 cent. I mean, hey, this coin is moving, guys. Midnight doing really, really well. Aave down 5%. That's kind of on par with the rest of the DeFi market. DeFi is kind of more like, well, they're down 1 spot to number 35. $2.53 billion market cap, $166, way down from $320 just a couple months ago, but they'll come back. They'll come back. Let's go on to the daily. For the daily, we got, let's see, pretty much, I'm not going to even talk about this because this is like an anomaly. This beat thing is an anomaly. I don't know what it is. Yeah, congratulations to the beat people. Adiera beat. That's a new one. It's up 36 spots to number 88. Congratulations, whoever holding that coin. You are super degen if you're holding that. But congratulations, you made a ton of money on it. Maker's up 3% for the daily, up number 1. Another DeFi play, sitting at rank 54, $1.30 billion market cap, $1,500 get you one Maker coin. Nothing really out of the ordinary here, pretty much the same as it was last week. On the weekly, got a little more red than we do green. Pumps down 27%. That's expected with Solana meme coins down 12 spots, number 60, $1.14 billion market cap, not even a penny per coin. Let's see what else we got. Canton Network still killing it. They're up 8 spots. Institutional play for RWAs up 8 spots. Number 29, sitting at rank number 29. Market cap's $3.63 billion. 9 cents gets you 1 token. But man, this is a nice little pump here, 39.5% on the weekly. So good job for the Canton people. Like I said, midnight crushing it, up from 5 cents, 10 cents. They're up 59.4% for the week. They're up 20 spots, number 43. I know Papa Charles is happy right now. $1.74 billion market cap, like I said before. Let's move on to the monthly. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. On the monthly, this is another DeFi play for you guys. It's still consolidating at this 7 cent range. That's, to me, that looks pretty bullish after a pump too. So nobody's selling this thing. Rain up 39 spots at number 34, $2.57 billion market cap. It's not even a penny yet. This is very interesting. There's a short out on the Billy Goat Tales YouTube channel. It's on Rain. Go check it out. Let's see. For the yearly, it's the same thing we've been covering pretty much all year long. Zcash is still, it looks like they had a little retrace, but they're trying to make it back up. We'll see what happens with Zcash. Privacy Coins making a big push this year. Up 96 spots to number 15. Congratulations to the Zcash people. Billy Goat Tales put out a short on them as well. That's pretty much all I got, Billy. I'll send it back over to you.
Yeah, man. Let's shout out some of these. Look at this. Jesse, membership. 5 months already, Jesse. Amazing. Dave Digital is in there too. Mike Ballmer's in there too. Memberships. Awesome. Love you guys. Thank you all. And I see that we gifted some memberships. So hopefully some new people got some of those memberships when they go out.
Well, you maybe wanted to call out some lurkers, Billy.
Oh, is that what it is? We're trying to. I think we're gonna have some lurkers today. I think we're gonna have some lurkers.
Yeah. So
we're trying to catch them. I gotcha. That's a good.
Are you going to call it out, Dave?
Well, I mean, you do have Army Piper over there. I'm not saying he's a lurker, but go ahead, JC Crypto Man. Good to see you. In and out Crypto Rocco lurking. Who else do we have?
Blue collar trailer.
Mortimer Duke is no longer lurking. He popped in the chat immediately. So good to see you, Mr. Duke. And Greg Nowak over there. I didn't see him, but he's normally not lurking. He's normally right here interacting with us live.
Yeah. And we also have blue collar traders, right?
Oh, I didn't see that one. Yep.
Appreciate you. Thanks for stopping in. All right. We're going to do our market update. Tony, you ready?
Let's do it. I
think you need to turn your treble down a little bit.
I'm waiting for Dave to get that little intro slide.
Yeah.
Are we doing a market update? Let's do it.
Yeah. All right, so here we are at the market update. We've got the market cap at 2.99 trillion, almost back in the 3 trillion range. You can see that in the last 30 days, we've almost bumped up just recently there to get back into the 3 trillion and hopefully hold above it for a good bit and finish off the year strong. So we've got, I'm going to jump over to the separate slides with each of those instead of going through the altcoin season and stuff here. So on the altcoin season index, we're at 17. Yesterday at 15, last week at 21. Obviously, we haven't hit the high just yet. Well, it says the yearly high was on September 19th. We had 78. So maybe the altcoin season's come and gone. I don't know. Tell us your thoughts in the comments and let us know. So the top 100 coins performing, you've got beat, like you were talking about, Red. Hit those beats right there. I guess we got to open the club here shortly, or later on at least. You got the beat at number 1. Not financial advice. I don't know much about it, but obviously there's a big gainer. Zcash. You got Dash, PaxG, and which is gold, right? And then several others. So there's our altcoins indicator, and then we're going to go over to the fear and greed. Fear and greed, we're at 28. Last month, we were at extreme fear at 11. Last week, 27. Yesterday, 27. So trending in the right direction, at least in my opinion, my humble opinion, or as Billy would say, in my worthless opinion. And the yearly highs, we had a high of greed at 76 in May of 25, guys. May of 25, and a low of 10 just in November. So I don't know if we're going to have that top on the fear and greed, if it's going to jump up before the cycle turns down, if the 4-year cycle is still a thing. I don't know. You got to tell us in the comments if you still think the 4-year cycle is alive, as is alive and well. And I think that's all we got right now for the coin market cap, unless there's anything specific you want me to cover.
No, man, that's it. Good update.
Cool.
Good.
All right.
To the point. Love it. We do want to roll into our first story because this is I think pretty significant. Our thumbnail, right? Has the bottom occurred? Where are we at in the marketplace? What is going on with Bitcoin? You guys know we have been we're old school viewers. At least I'm old school viewer of the cycles, right? So until they're broke, I believe in them. I'm more of a historical data guy. I'm going to take the data that I have and use it to make my thesis, my investment thesis. Doesn't mean I'm right. Don't want to convince you that that's the way you should look at it. That's just the way I look at it. And very interested in knowing where we are at in the marketplace with Bitcoin. This article is really cool from Bitcoin Magazine. Basically, Bitcoin enters its 2026 with substantial macroeconomic tailwinds despite 2025's disappointing price action. While the year ahead remains uncertain, multiple indicators suggest the worst of the selling may have already occurred, with long-term holder capitulation reaching historic extremes and on-chain metrics pointing toward potential stabilization in 2026. So a little bit of historical retrospective. While Bitcoin sets all-time highs in USD denomination terms during 2025, when measured against gold, a more accurate representation of true purchasing power, Bitcoin actually peaked approximately 1 year ago in December 2024 and has since declined by over 50%. You hear Peter Schiff talking about this all the time, man. This divergence explains the psychological pain many investors experience despite nominal price records. The year was characterized by extraordinary whale activity, with the cumulative long-term holder whale shadows metrics reaching the highest level ever recorded. Another first. And indicating unprecedented volumes of long-term holder Bitcoin being transferred to the market. And of course, they graphed this out for us to easily take a look at, which is really cool. Let me get rid of this. Boom. Okay. So figure one showed basically unprecedented volumes of significant long-term holders transferring Bitcoin. Okay. Down here, since the cycle peak, Bitcoin ETF holdings have only dropped by less than 5%. Now, we're going to have a story later on about the ETFs for ETH and what's going on there. But it's pretty clear that ETFs are pretty much holding strong for Bitcoin. And the buying that is occurring with ETFs is Bitcoin. Bitcoin has the action with the ETFs. Only 4 or 5% of total Bitcoin ETF holdings have been sold since the peak. That, guys, is pretty significant if you ask me, because that's legacy money buying stock, basically, Bitcoin stock. And legacy money, they tend to, the ones that are coming into Bitcoin, they're viewing it as digital gold. And I personally didn't expect to see a lot of selling. I think if they're long-term holders, kind of like I don't sell my Bitcoin, right? But I hold it organically in myself. But I'm a long-term holder, right? So it's great to see that these Bitcoin ETF guys are not selling their Bitcoin, even though some of them we know have come in at a higher price, right? They bought at 90, they bought at 100, they bought 110. And as we're floating at 88, we're not seeing a lot of sell-offs on the Bitcoin ETFs. The extreme level of long-term holders selling, combined with Bitcoin's price resilience and the fact that ETFs have only sold approximately 4 or 5% of their holdings despite having sufficient liquidity, suggests that the fundamental demand structure remains intact. In any previous bull market context, a 35% pullback from all-time highs would have been classified as a standard bull market dip. Real quick, let me finish. We'll go around the chain here, around the horn. Macroeconomic indicators, the Fed funds target range continues declining with the market expectations for further rate cuts. So how the rate cuts bake into Bitcoin, we all know that rate cuts are going to mean quantitative easing, which technically I think we're there, but we haven't really felt it like I think we're going to feel it. There's global liquidity signals. Let me see. I thought one more thing. Yeah. The conclusion, Bitcoin's overwhelming 2025 performance, despite new USD all-time highs, the United States dollar, should be contextualized with longer-term trends. The broad distribution of 7 to 8 million Bitcoin from early holders to more committed recent investors, combined with historic whale and long-term holder capitulation, represents a structural maturing of the Bitcoin market. The legitimization by institutional investors, treasury companies, and ETFs suggests Bitcoin is transitioning from extreme volatility cycles toward more normalized price movements. Wow, that is a nice snapshot of what some analysts predict where we are at and what is going on with Bitcoin and our thumbnail. What is your thoughts? Whoever was that, you, Dave, that was getting ready to say something, or I couldn't see, I was reading, but what do you think, Dave Digital?
I'm not sure that Bitcoin's bottom. So if they're saying that Bitcoin's bottom is around 74, maybe. But if that is the bottom, I think we're going to revisit it at least. But I think that we have a little bit lower. I mean, I think we touched the high 60s. You know, the money flow. If you look at money flow as your main indicator that gauges your trend, it's got a long ways to go still on the higher time frames. And I mean, I would say lower and a lot of sideways. The best case scenario would be a little bit lower and a lot of sideways. The worst case would be a lot of bit lower.
Yeah, and after we go around the horn here, we'll have Crash pull up the Bitcoin chart to go over that. So if you think about it, though, let's just say you're right, and we don't know, but let's guess here. Let's say the bottom of Bitcoin is 68. Let's just say that for hypothetical reasoning right here. Okay, their article saying the worst of the selling, they believe, is over. So if you look at 88 to 68, that's 20 grand. We came from 126.5 all the way down to 88. Wouldn't that suggest, even to your point, that, you know, we go to 60s, that the worst of it could be over?
I mean, I guess so. It just depends on how you look at worse. I think this next drop in that next 20,000, I think is the worst 20,000. I think from up to here, it hasn't been that tough. People are still hanging on, but I think you're going to shake out a lot of folks in that next 20,000. So it just depends on how you look at worse. But yeah, it could be seen as the worst is over. I mean, if we look at it, we may have been in a bear market now for somewhere around 12 weeks. So I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
that's a good point of view.
It's just someone, you know, another analyst's observation. What do you think, Jimmy Jim? Is the worst over? What's going on with Bitcoin, man? Jimmy's muted, isn't he?
Yep.
I would say no. I mean, if we're saying we're in a bear market, I mean, all right. So let's BS test this story a little bit.
Let's do it.
So every Bitcoin cycle since the beginning, the cycle one, the all-time high was $32. Bear market low was $2. That's a 94% drawdown. In the second cycle, the all-time high was $11.63. The low was $152, and that was 87% drawdown. Third cycle, all-time high, 19,800. bear market low 31.22, drawdown 84%.
Yeah.
Cycle 4, this past one, all-time high 69,000, bear market low 15,476, drawdown 76%.
Yeah.
So if we want to, apply some logic to this, I would expect this cycle we would see probably. Now, there wasn't a big step from cycle 2 to cycle 3. That was only 87 to 84%. So it's gone 94, 87, 84, 77. I mean, let's just say best case scenario, we see 66%. I mean, currently right now, I mean, from 126,000 to 8, I mean, that's like 29% ish.
Which
So,
negates their claim of a 36% normal drawback in Bitcoin. We've never had just that.
Well, we have.
nobody was early, saying last bear market either that Bitcoin was going to 7x from the bottom to the top.
Right.
Nobody was saying that. They were saying, you're going to 2-3x at best, babe.
Yeah.
Buy all this other stuff.
What
So,
price
I
does that
mean-
put that at, Jimmy? If you did your 66% from 126,000, what price point is that? The drawdown.
What?
High
I mean,
50s.
easy math would be.
Well, it's on chart math, right? Right. Where's Dark Crash?
I'm right
Okay.
In
here.
the middle, right there with the pretty Santa
Okay,
hat
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Another 30% would be another. Yeah, I mean that would be high 40s, low 50s, I think.
Let's Dark Crash, pull up your chart. Let's see. Let's pull up Dark Crash's chart here.
Okay.
And
So you
if
said
go,
from where we're at now in the body?
yeah, if you take the 126 high and you go down 66%, and it's an arbitrary number. Jimmy's just saying, hey, it was 76, so it should be less than 76. So pick a number, 66.
6-7.
6-7. Let's pick 6-7.
Well, I can see that. That would actually come right
would
in
be
line with my
41.5.
bear market spider line of the previous bear market, where we had our retest on resistance before essentially liftoff. So that would really come down right back to where we had our bucket, our bear market bucket down there.
That would be 41.5 on my math.
Wow. Can you imagine $41,000 Bitcoin?
I can imagine it, but it's normally like a dream, and everything's so amazing in that dream.
Definitely not hitting the 30s though.
When we back in 22 and when Bitcoin got up to 30,000, it felt like, and you got the chart there, when it hit 30,000, it felt like it hung at that 30,000 level for a year. It felt like it. It probably didn't, but it was like, doggone, man. Like, I just remember those days, and it was like, because I pretty much doubled my money, and I was like, is it gonna do better? What's it gonna do? And it felt like it just hung there forever, man. Is that it right there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before liftoff, a classic channel.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it lifted
Widening
off.
channel, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
So, I mean, I'd welcome $40,000 Bitcoin. Don't get me wrong.
No, and it's actually impressive at the moment. Like what we're seeing is more or less a blending of both institutional and our previous, how do I say this, crypto sphere, if that makes any sense at all. So the whole realm of crypto technologies, cryptocurrencies, and the like, including blockchain technology, that was kind of in its own thing. Now we got it kind of blending in with the real world, if you want to call it that. And now the inner time clock of the institutions and the way TradFi operates is kind of blending in, and so we may or may not see a continuation of that depreciation of loss or depreciation in bear market depth, as what's been described. So yeah, that could very well continue to the point where we may have already bottomed. The structure is kind of showing such. I mean, we got one hockey stick here and we got another hockey stick here, right? Much like how we had the previous hockey sticks in the past, but we didn't have the same situation where we had a whole bunch of printed money that was essentially bloating and creating this artificial rise, especially the second one. That was definitely a lot of artificial rise right there. But yeah, we're essentially more or less in a similar situation, another kind of double finish to the run, as you want to say right now. But more or less, I'm looking at maybe another week or so, kind of hanging right over the New Year's. It's very, very kind of touchy subject, up in the air. I can't say which way the price is going to go today, but from what I'm seeing, we got a nice little volume pocket, excuse me, right here, where we could drop a few spider lines down and kind of fall into this little bit of a trend area. This, how do I say this? This downward channel that's been showing a bit of resistance as well in tandem with this spider line right here. So we could see a bit of a drop down there, but I don't think it's going to be as long lived. And would it actually come all the way down, say 60% to this red line down here? 100%. I agree. That would be worst case scenario, all black swans in. But right now, looking pretty strong. Going into the 4 hour, obviously, we have had lots of retest of that spider line. Probably going to get one more retest of the DBSI, but with it being below the spider line like that, there's not a whole lot of, how do I say this, interest in above this line right now. So what I'm seeing is another liquidity pull and possibly tap of the spider line, much like what happened over there, with a bit of a shock and awe below before we actually have any sort of give chance to go up. But that is entirely dependent on, how do I say this, the retail consumer at this point, because we're just going through the Christmas season, and following that we get our Boxing Day and all that stuff where people open up their wallets. And I can assure you that much like myself, I'm going to be looking into the markets and what I can do next come New Year's. So there's going to be a lot of wallets and limit orders opening up. I can assure you of that for sure, especially with such tight consolidation right now. We're seeing not as much price action as we'd expect because everyone's kind of winding down or preparing for their next move at the moment, despite this. Yeah.
Can you put that on the week? Is that the weekly? What's that on right now?
This one in particular is the 1 hour. I can flip back to the weekly.
Yeah. Let's look at the money flow like Dave was talking about, because one of the tall tale indicators is that when money flow crosses over into the red,
don't let it fool you too there. So if you zoom in even more on that money flow, it looks like it's going to curve back up, but it's not. It's actually sitting on an angle straight down. If you look, almost straight down. If you zoom in on it, it just is a little deceiving in that. It doesn't look like, at first I thought it was looking like a little curve up, but like a skate park ramp, but it's not. It's coming back down.
No, yeah, especially it's hard to tell. It's clipping the line in volume right now as well. And we didn't even produce a green dot like I was expecting between the other weekend and now. It just had a bit of a clipper there.
Yeah.
Huge surprise.
Yeah,
I
so
think it's probably incoming.
Redman, what's your thoughts on let's pull the crew up. What's your thoughts on the Bitcoin article, our thumbnail? Have we bottomed out? Where are we at in the marketplace? What's your thoughts? Really? Nice. Okay.
Can one of you guys pull my chart up? Somebody?
We see your chart. We don't see you.
I'm going to make this.
We see your chart.
I'm going to make this real easy. So you go from the cycle bottom to the cycle top. 50% is 70K. There's a ton, like we just saw with Crash's chart. There's a ton of support right there. Could we drop below it? Yes. We could go to 58. I don't see it going any lower than that. That's my personal opinion. But with all this institutional, like the fundamentals for Bitcoin, they've gotten much, much better with all the institutions coming in and the ETFs running and all that. I mean, back in the day, we didn't have the institutional money, and we saw 80 to 90% drawdowns. I just don't see us getting that again, but I could be wrong.
So Jimmy,
I could be wrong,
what
guys.
Red's saying there is, we used the arbitrary 6-7 drawdown, but in his model there with a 50%, with the 50% pullback, it takes you into just into the 70s.
Yeah.
And we know the election day marker was 67,000. So, you know,
6, 7.
yeah, 6, 7. It's interesting, right? It could be that it's stabilized and it's not going to even get into the 67%.
That could very well be a false trap, and then the institutions essentially rug us, and then it looks like another 90%er all over again, and then
Yeah,
they
that-
just scoop us
yeah,
up while
that's
it's
right.
down.
I'm just hoping by Friday we get some, or by February we get some really good buying prices for Bitcoin by February, because that's
What
when
happens
I'll
in
be buying
February?
again.
Is that
That's when I'll be buying again. So I'm waiting for it to bottom just like everybody else. Yeah.
Let's say hello to chat. All set. Good to see you. We have Emma. Feed Emma. Emma's in here. Big Papa Randy's in here. Who else we got? Dave, you see anybody else? Poleman's in here.
Offset, Poman, Mike Vollmer, Randy's in there. Emma was in there.
Yeah.
We can find some lurkers. I mean, if you guys want to find them.
Yes, find them.
Lurkers.
You can always find the lurkers.
Let's
Like
see
finding
here.
lurkers.
That sounded
Alex
really
O
creepy.
coined lurkers. Well, let's
That's
move
fine.
on, man. I just want to get some takes on that. Let's move on. I know Red.
Well, I wanted to share
yeah.
my take on it real quick.
Yeah,
though, 'cause
absolutely, Tony.
Especially after the 6-7, I got to show this.
Wait, we're
Oh
still
man,
looking at.
hold on.
Whoa, what was it? Whoa.
8, 9.
All right,
I'm
6,
not
7,
sure
8,
what
9.
you just showed there.
Oh, you know,
It's the Grinch, bro.
it was a Grinch thing, and he was countering kids 6, 7. He was like 8, 9, and so some of the kids were getting upset. Some parents I've seen, it's a meme that's going around. A whole bunch of kids getting mad because their parents are doing the 8, 9, and then they're like, no. So, anyways, that's
We
what
love you, fam.
we love you, fam. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Look, the tinfoil hat in me says the government's manipulation to Bitcoin is to shake retail before the moon. The normie in me just says it's the market cycle and wait for some stability. And then, I don't know. I think my portfolio is a little red like Santa's suit, but I'm waiting for that holiday gift. How about you?
Now that we know what you think, what does your AI think?
My AI thinks I should say a
Probably
bad joke.
similar stuff to your AI, Dave.
Everybody's
My
everybody's AI.
Settle down there, black pot.
Where's Jesse at? Where is Jesse? There he
Dave
is.
tells us
In the
to use
chat, have a
AI, and I
laugh.
use it quite a bit. But
Yeah,
no, that,
absolutely.
you know,
Some people have called me AI.
well, I don't know. I think that Soul Patch is winning for the Santa's Elf. You got the best elf award.
Oh, sweet.
I love it. I was teasing him in the private chat, but and I guess I put a poll out too. So let's see what everybody responded.
Everybody hop on Tony's poll. It's Christmas time.
No
Show the love.
innuendos, Dave. No innuendos. We got
That's 100% not an innuendo.
Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. All right, Billy, take it over before we go too far down. the
run me into a
train.
wall and hand it over to Billy to get us out of here.
Hey, thanks, Jesse. Amazing.
Jesse.
Oh, gifted memberships. Who's the lurkers?
Jesse's a man. Shouldn't do that, Jesse. You don't have to do that.
Yeah,
Um,
super chat. He said, "Could everyone please share this on all socials?"
Hey, if you're
He
if
paid
you're lurking,
$11.99.
at least hit the like button for us, please.
Yeah.
Smash
Red
the
Man, you got a great story you wanted to share today.
Yes.
Bring it on, man. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I'll take you into it. Okay, so Coinbase, Base, they've come out with some really bullish news this week. So I chose my topic on Circle. So this is Circle. Circle signs agreement to acquire Interop Labs team and intellectual property. So what you'll learn: Circle has signed an agreement to acquire key talent. I can't talk right now, and technology from Interop Labs, core contributors to the Axelar network. This move strengthens Circle's cross-chain infrastructure strategy and accelerates our vision for seamless, scalable interoperability at the core of ARC and CCTP. So I chose this article because it kind of gives you a little bit of a vision on where Circle's going. And I think that's key for stable coins. And I think it's key to kind of recognize it now in the market before it's too late. It says at Circle, we're building a future where digital assets are issued easily and more securely, compliantly, and seamlessly across 100+ blockchain ecosystems. Achieving this vision requires foundational infrastructure that allows assets to flow and settle across general purpose, sovereign, and permission blockchains without friction. And that's key, without friction, because there's blockchains out there, Caspa, that people are going to want to put mass volume in, and they're going to want to do business on multiple blockchains, not just one. And Circle recognized this really early. And so this is a no-brainer for them to buy up this type of protocol. It says, we're taking a major step towards the future with a signed agreement to acquire Interop Labs team and proprietary intellectual property. This acquisition is expected to close early 2026. So they give you a time period. Beautiful. And we look forward to contributing to the broader interoperability landscape where opportunities align with our vision for an open, connected, and scalable on-chain economy. Interop Labs has been the leading contributor to Axelar, who is still up and running. This doesn't mean anything for Axelar. This is just basically Circle coming in and buying an arm of Axelar. One of the most advanced frameworks for secure cross-chain messaging and token transfer, and has collaborated with a growing community of open source contributors to Axelar core development. By integrating Interop Labs talent and technology directly into Circle, we aim to accelerate key initiatives across ARC, an open L1 blockchain designed to become the economic operating system for the internet and Circle CCTP. It's important to clarify that this transaction solely concerns the Interop Labs team and their proprietary intellectual property. As the Interop Labs team transitions to Circle, the Axelar Network Foundation and the AXL token will continue to operate independently under community governance, and open source intellectual property will remain open source. Common prefix, that's from that's his statement. Common prefix is a big part of the Axelar community. I've been reading up on him. This agreement will allow Circle to accelerate our goal of making digital assets issued on ARC interoperable across numerous blockchain networks, expand the developer experience and SDKs for multi-chain apps, humongous, and boost first-party app development. We're incredibly proud of what we built, blah, 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 blah. Of course, they're proud of it. They went in and bought it for millions of dollars. So I just wanted to share that with the community, Billy. I think this is the start, right? So this is where these companies you're going to see a lot more of these stable companies going out and buying these protocols because they want their coin on every network, not just one. So say if there's a massive logistics company in Egypt, I'm just giving an example, and they do business internationally, they're going to want to do business on more than just Ethereum. They're going to want to do business on more than just Base, whatever it is, Solana. So now these stablecoin companies are going to start going after these interoperability protocols to kind of fan out their sphere of influence. And so it doesn't matter which L1 they pick, they can send their volume, their liquidity anywhere, and it will do exactly what they want it to do. I think this is massive. This is one of the underpinnings of the Genius Act. I think this is a brainchild of that act directly.
Yeah, man, I think that's very interesting, Redman. And there's just like they're saying with the Clarity Act and the Genius Act, there's so much of work that's going on behind the scenes, the prep, the build up to what is coming because of that legal clarity that has been put in play now in the United States of America. So, yeah, I think it's very, very interesting. What's your thoughts on it, Jimmy? Jim, any thoughts specifically on that?
No, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, why try to reinvent the wheel when something already exists that you can leverage, right? I mean, that happens all the time in business.
Yeah, big buyout. a manufacturer buys out a supplier all the time, right? And integrates it. They get good enough, big enough, they just buy them up. They're a supplier, but they just buy them up. It's a race to the top. Who's going to be, Brian Armstrong of Coinbase gets that, and he has done a fantastic job. The dude has done a fantastic job. I know a lot of the old G creators and I've been a fan of Coinbase. I tell everybody I use Coinbase. I've never had issues with Coinbase, and I'm proud of what they've done and for the crypto space. So I'm a huge fan, and he's on a roll of buying too, because it's a race to the top, and he gets that. And the integration, we don't have time to go into it today. We got so many other stories, but Coinbase has just updated huge updates. I don't know if you guys watched the whole presentation Brian Armstrong did with all of their rollouts of their new updates. But it's pretty impressive. So I'll be using Coinbase even more. And I know Mike Vollmer, Mike's reinitializing and establishing some ties with Coinbase. He never left, but I mean, just getting familiar with some of the new updates that they rolled out. I think it's good for a lot of us guys in the space. What do you think about Red's topic there, Tony?
I mean, come on. Red brings the fire every time he does a topic. Actually, every time he does a short too. Red's going to bring us some meme coin, I think, shorts this week. Of course, do your own research, but I just love the fact that Red does a lot of research. He's really digging in. He's curious for himself, but he's curious to share, and I appreciate it. So, and then maybe there'll be a meme coin with this logo. I'm gonna surprise my family this week for Christmas. I know I always go off topic, Billy, but I'm gonna surprise my family at Christmas wearing this jumpsuit. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah.
That's great.
It's like a cool cool deer on the back. Most of the time I'm just usually in shorts and a regular top, and my family does like festive PJs, but I get real hot in the PJs they buy. So, but I'm going to sport this sports suit. I just got a wild hair like I normally do, like you get to see online and Billy gets to hear about all the time. So anyways, good job, Red. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
I
think Coinbase. I think Coinbase could be an Apple type company. They have all the makings of it. I think they could definitely be an Apple. Now you can buy stocks on Coinbase, like you were saying, Billy. All the updates they did, you can actually buy stocks now on Coinbase. So I'm expecting it to get to that Apple top tier, but we'll see what happens.
In crypto, I agree. Yeah. And to your point, Tony, one of the things Red shared in our Discord, you guys are not in our Discord, go to our Discord, our free Discord, by the way. Go to our free Discord. But look at this. This is a great website. Red put it in there. Strategy. It tracks the Bitcoin that Strategy is holding. And it's just, you just go to the website, boom. It just keeps you right up to date with what's going on over there with Strategy. And it's interactive. You have lots of, let me update it first of all. Let me hit the update button. There we go. So they're at 59.22 billion Bitcoin, guys. And this is what they call the strategy tracker. It's so this is just sailortracker.com. And if you're not familiar with it, it's something cool to see. Just kind of know where they're at, because no doubt about it, guys, the market's coming for him. The legacy market is absolutely coming for Michael Saylor. And we all just got to kind of step back and root for Saylor and hope that he wins this, because there's certain key metrics, there's certain key components of that legacy market that they know. BlackRock knows, for instance, how to play that game. Well, when you venture off into your own kind of ETFs and your own, which is what Michael Saylor did, his own individual products, not just owning Bitcoin, but selling, being able to pay, say, annual premiums. So you hold one of those family of funds that he has, and you get a 8% return just by holding it. Well, as a company, you have to hold that money in reserve. Through the legacy regulations, you can't promise somebody to pay them 8% annually and not have the wherewithal to do that. It can't just be based on the fact that Bitcoin price is going to go up and he's going to have the money. He knows that, so he has that money in reserves. But there is people on the crypto side always think, oh, if Bitcoin price gets down to this number, Michael Saylor's in trouble. That's a crypto way to think about it. The stock way to think about it, the stock way to think about that is all about his stock price. So if you think about it like this, a company, Apple, like you brought it up, Apple, well, Apple has a share value of X, which makes their net worth X, but how many products do they have that makes them valuable, right? Well, Michael Saylor's product is Bitcoin. You can't have your company, can't have Apple be worth less than the iPhone. The company has to be worth more than the single product category of the iPhone, the revenue from the iPhone. You can't have your Bitcoin be worth more than your company. That squeeze to get that stock price down so that it defuncts and causes cash strain is happening right now with Michael Saylor and the legacy marketplace. They're coming after his Bitcoin, man. They're coming after it. So it's interesting to watch because that stock has just been hammered. It is scary.
To your point, Billy, what happens when you buy a house and you refinance that house and then the housing market busts? You have to sell, right? You got to sell. So that's what that's what we do, right? That's what we do with Bitcoin. But when that house is worth less, those people owe so much that they have to sell. And the bank gets them to capitulate. That's what the big banks are trying to do to Saylor right now, is they're trying to get Bitcoin at such a low price, down to such a low price where he has to sell. He doesn't have a choice because his stock price is so low.
They're really trying to get market maker status in.
Yeah, my point about that was they're going after the company because he launched these products that are financial products that gave them a straw, a pipeline right to a weakness. So when you launch stocks, basically that's what they are in a nutshell. When you launch, he has his stock at his company, but when you launch financial products and you're getting revenue from them because and you're paying out revenue for, like one of them pays out 7.998% roughly. You're in you got your financial regulations and you created a ladder right down the hole to your weakness. Because if I can make your stock price go down, then the only thing you have is the iPhone, the one product, Bitcoin. Well, it can't ever be, man. If you see a point where his Bitcoin holdings is worth more than his company, that's a problem. That's a big problem.
And you know what, Billy, to speak on that, I don't think I could be Mr. Diamond Hands. I don't care if I'm the face of Bitcoin anyway. If there's a number at the end of my net worth or the cash that I can have on hand, and that number ends in billion, I don't think I have to do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? I think I would just get out of that race. I don't care if you're coming for me or not. I'm out. I win. You guys can keep playing. You know what I'm saying? I think because what else do you need it for? I mean, if your number ends in billion, what do you need it for? Go do something else. Bitcoin, I mean, do you really think you're going to, I mean, I know he says he's going to change the world with it, but I mean, if they're coming for you and there's a chance that you could do nothing. take your win.
I mean, that's a beautiful point right there, Dave, because he started with Apple, then he went to Bitcoin. What's going to be his next play? You know, because
yeah, take your
he
win,
went
bro.
he got into Apple when Apple was cheap. He got into Bitcoin when he says he's been buying the tops ever since he's been in Bitcoin. So, but that's just a testament to his conviction, right? He thinks that Bitcoin will continue to go up forever, and I believe it. I believe it will. But there's
I
these
mean, but Billy's
drawdowns.
right. They can come from the people that know how to play the game, the big money. They can come from. They can orchestrate something, even if it took years to do it. They can orchestrate something that if they have a target, they can get that target. They could come for them and take them down. And if you know that they're coming, there's nothing wrong with retreat. If you live another day, just get out. You know what I'm saying? Go.
Yeah.
Right.
Very interesting what is at play. And, it speaks to some of the feeling that some of us have about, just going back to 1010 and just
6-7.
like, yes, there's something people say, oh, this time it's different. Yeah, there's every 4-year cycle, there's something different. There's always something new. There's always something different. I agree every single time. But I don't know. There's like I keep having the last week and the week before this whole thing where we're at market cap. There's something not right about that. It's like, you mean to tell me if we've topped out and we're in the bear, then we only reached, what was it, 4.2 trillion market cap for all of crypto. That seems so small compared to to Jimmy's gains, where he's basically saying, okay, from cycle 1 to cycle 2, it was 94%, then it was 88, then it was and you do that same thing with market cap. Market cap, it's like it should be more, man. Why wasn't it more? But so there's some sort of, I don't know. There's something here that just makes me like, hey man, there's smarter brains, more money manipulating this than I can keep up with or totally be able to understand and then regurgitate on air to everybody. Because there's something that I have not put my finger on yet that I'm uneasy about, but we'll get there one day. We'll get there.
Yeah, I think the market cap should easily be 6-7 trillion.
Yeah, there's something really strange about that in my mind. And I have absolutely closed by accident.
I got you, Billy, right here.
No,
We're on the Emirates Airlines, Billy.
no, we're not. We're on FDIC insurance.
Oh.
And I closed it, dude.
Oh, we are on.
I closed it. Let me see. How do I get back to that, Dave? We could go to Emirates. 6-7. Give me 1 second here. Maybe I can find it this way. I'm trying to find it this way.
Friendly reminder to drink water.
Is that what you envisioned, Redman?
Yeah.
Something like that. It's an apple with the chain and some dollar bills and the Coinbase logo.
Yeah, it's close.
It looks like they have cookies.
I shared it, right? Or did it not come up?
No, Billy found his article. We're good to go.
Yeah, we're good. All right.
So Emirates Airline will accept crypto payments in late 2020. Well, we're in late 2025, right? Have you guys heard about this?
Doesn't get much later than this.
We're in late 2025? Never knew that.
Yeah. So, I brought this up because old Sammy Cup and Andy had to fly Emirates Airlines. And maybe Miss Teen did. We'll have to ask her. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. Don't forget, guys, just in a couple of days, Christmas Eve, December 24th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to have our book reading with Miss Teen Crypto. She's going to read her book. So she read her first children's book last year, The Bridge to Bitcoin. This year, she's reading The Tricky Wolf and the Wise Boy, Redman's own book there for Billy Goat Tales. So she's coming on. It's not going to be a long stream. It's going to be a book reading.
It's gonna be an
We'll-
amazing stream,
but
Billy.
it's not going to be long though, but it's going to be an amazing stream. It's going to be fun. Bring your children, bring your kids.
And it's the second annual.
It is the
It's
second
so
annual.
cool. That's the second one we've done. And then we're gonna have a third annual next year whenever Jimmy gets his book done. I heard it's just like a couple images away from being finished. So it's gonna be really cool. I look forward to having read. The author herself is gonna be there. Billy's gonna be there. Maybe we even get to talk her into reading the book from last year too. I don't know if her time will allow it, but definitely she's gonna read Red's book, and that's gonna be so fun.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up because I want to see you all there. I want to see every one of you guys there. That's going to be so
So
fun.
it's Christmas Eve, 7 o'clock. Is that what you said?
7 p.m. Eastern time, Christmas Eve. We already have the stream up, so you can go and subscribe to it right now. Click on the notification bell. Make sure that you're getting that and share that out. Please share that out because we really, really want the kids to learn about crypto safely, but also learn about being a good person and doing the right thing.
And more
And-
than that, we want to share this tradition with you guys. You're our family. We just want 10 minutes on Christmas Eve for us to hang together, say hey, do something fun, feel warm and fuzzy, and then go on about our day. We love
Because
you
we
guys.
love you, fam.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I want to make sure Green Bay
And
profits.
but I just
So, anyways, guys, another example of adoption. Customers, this will allow customers to use popular cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Crypto.com's Crow to pay for flight. There you go, Dark Crash. Crow, your Crow token to pay for flight tickets, upgrades, ancillary services. Emirates will become one of the first major global carriers to accept cryptocurrency payments. And I think that is cool. I think that is very cool.
That's got Trump smell all over it, doesn't it? That Crow token, because he just partnered with those guys. Emirates, I'm sure he's friends with those guys over there. That smells like a Trump deal.
Did
And
it go into
smells good.
specifics? Did it go into specifics? If he had to pay by stablecoin or Bitcoin or Ethereum?
I think it said CRO, right?
Or
No,
it doesn't matter.
No, it said
or-
Crow or Bitcoin or Ethereum. You could pay. You could utilize that crypto.
Okay.
Flying some Emirates here soon, Jeff. You headed over to Dubai?
Let's go. I'll go.
And I know many of us love crypto Crow, but we're not talking about that Crow token.
Yep.
He has token?
Crow does, yeah.
Yeah.
Crow's got it. Crow's got it all.
So finally, our gains can take us places instead of just therapy.
Well, gains theoretically wouldn't take you to therapy. It would be the losses.
You never know. Sometimes gains, you don't know what to do with yourself.
Oh, we did see what happened to, well, we won't name his name.
You got to know how to handle it all.
That's true. And it is tough. I can't say that I've always made good decisions when it came to that. I wish I would have. There's a lot of places I wish I would have made a lot better decisions. It's probably why I just wait for Ben's comeback story, because, man, I've seen myself in some of those same
Oh, no.
mistakes. Not all the way.
Here we go again.
Okay. Let's move on. I did find it. This is a pretty cool story, guys. Because again, another mass adoption. But this Airbor gets FDIC nod for deposit insurance. So there are a lot of applications. And that's why last week we talked about those trust banks being through the hoops, through the legal hoops to be approved, because that opens up the door for crypto to be into banks. And this is just another example where if they could get the FDIC insurance with your crypto via these banks, I mean, that makes people feel a lot safer, right?
Who is
Because
that, Billy?
this is a tech focused, so not just in America, Let's see. The Federal Deposit Insurance on Tuesday gave conditional approval for Erebor Bank, backed by billionaire investor Peter Thiel, to receive deposit insurance coverage. The green light marks another hurdle across on the crypto-focused lender's journey to opening. The Office of the Comptroller, the OCC, conditionally approved the Columbus, Ohio-based company de novo charter application in October. Guys, this is huge. This is huge.
Massive.
And I think this is the beginning. I think everybody pretty much knows Peter Thiel, right? I mean, he's not a rookie. He's a billionaire businessman in his own right and been in crypto a long time. So, yeah, when I saw that, I was like, guys, I mean, we're kind of in it every day, but let's take our minds and ourselves back to 2021 and just think forward to what we would like to see with crypto and Bitcoin in 2024 and 2025. And, you know, what we have just went through. Jimmy, you had your little list there. If we get this, and this, we're going to have a super cycle. Well, I think we got your list and a whole bunch of add-ons, like the Genius Act, the Clarity Act, like this right here, states setting up Bitcoin treasuries, institution adopts, you know, like now companies getting FDIC insurance for banks for your Bitcoin. I mean, what's your thoughts on that, Jimmy?
I mean, we've come a long way. I mean, 4 years ago, there was fear of a crypto ban.
Your mic's doing something crazy on my end. Is it everybody hearing that?
Right
It
here.
has something to do with this
Helicopter noises.
article.
Sounds like a helicopter. Jimmy over there. Never mind.
Yeah, a bunch of reverb, Jimmy.
How about now?
It's
No,
still
it's
there.
still helicoptering.
Excuse me, we're not supposed to do any of those things.
That's not innuendo, Dave. That's just a sound.
Oh, you've never done it, then. Never mind.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's too much, Billy. Stop. Stop, Billy. Stop.
Anyways, I want to hear.
Oh, that sounded like you just said something, but the words did not come out.
Somebody give the Arnold Schwarzenegger sound effect there. That's what we need. Can't hear you, Jim.
Is it still jacked up?
No,
Oh, there you
it is.
go.
We got you back now.
Perfect.
The hell were we talking about? Oh yeah,
In the helicopter.
we've come a long way. You know, from crypto bans to now FDIC insured deposits for crypto.
Amazing.
So that's pretty good.
How do you feel about the super cycle, Jimmy? What was your list again?
Oh Lord.
You had it, man. You posted it.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and dig and remember, but
It was number one, Trump had to win the election. That was one.
yeah, it was like Trump win the election, ETF for Bitcoin gets approved. The halvening happens. Golly, there's a couple other things. I can't remember what they all were. But they all did happen, and then yeah, like you said, and then some. But yeah, you know, it kind of hasn't translated. You know, even going back to what you were saying about, you know, market caps. When you brought that up, I did some digging, and it was like cycle one was the 0.5 billion, and then it was 15 to 18 billion, and then 830 billion, and then 3 trillion last cycle. And the funny thing is that it projects next cycle 5 to 6.5. Like, yeah, bro, we're 4.1. Somebody's full of it.
So, Billy, before we get too far into things, I know we've been streaming for an hour. I think some people felt alone, like if there was nobody else in chat. That's because they were watching on the mobile portion of it. So there are two streams going at the same time. One is mobile friendly, more like a vertical screen. The other is our standard format. So you obviously can still watch it, and most people still do on their phones. But we had one fam member like, hey, where is everybody? I'm like, they're in the other chat, because there's two streams at the same time. So just want to, I might put a short out on that to make sure we help.
It's a YouTube thing, right? So
it's a YouTube thing.
Yeah.
But we're able to see all the comments and comment in both from StreamYard.
Yeah. So yeah, don't be alone, jump on over there in the other version. So if you have a mobile version, that they've made it so that if you're on your phone, you're standing in a subway station or something and you want to watch, you're getting a close up on a mobile. But if you're
I think
at
it's
home,
vertical, like if someone's
vertical.
holding their phone.
Yeah. So Andrea, thank you for reminding us about that. I appreciate that. And Ninja, good to see you, Ninja. I like mobile. I like it in here. Okay, you stand there then, Ninja.
Love it.
All right, what's your thoughts on the FDIC insurance red man?
I mean, just what Jimmy was saying, it's another approval on the checklist, right? So on my notes, it says in December 2025, Senate confirmed Travis Hill as FDIC chair, known for supporting crypto innovation, which could lead to more bank involvement in digital assets while maintaining that crypto is not insured. So seeing this is massive. This is massive. So I don't know what the parameters are. I would assume that it's still the 250,000 that you're secured through FDIC. And like we know from before, from all the bank insolvencies, the creditors are going to get paid first, right, Billy? And then it trickles down the line. That's kind of the way this thing works, is when something goes insolvent, then you get the FDIC insurance kicks in, and they're going to take care of the people who sent out most of the credit first, and then it's a trickle down effect, right?
No, you as an individual depositor, if a bank goes out, you have $100,000 in there. You as an individual depositor have up to 250,000 approval, so you won't lose your $100,000. So it's not it's FDI, it's federal insurance, way different. But one of the things I want to make sure that everybody understands, if you guys go into the rabbit hole and start understanding how the FDIC insurance works, here's what you're going to find with crypto. You're going to find that the legislation that the Clarity Act and Genius Act has created a framework that allows this FDIC to insurance to happen, but it isn't organically happening, like because of it's not a United States dollar. So it's let's call it if you got a Bitcoin with a bank, because you're gonna have banks that have it now. Like I see soon, next 24, 36 months, Wells Fargo, some of these Chase, you're going to be able to do your crypto banking at the bank, right? So, but to create a framework so that you can actually offer FDIC insurance, you have to basically put that money, United States dollars, into this trust bank that is approved, OCC, everybody, and now they can grab the insurance and convert that to crypto, so they created a framework that allows the insurance side to be legal and transparent and happen. That wasn't there before. So, but how it's, as far as if it happens to you and you have FDIC insurance, it will be the same. All I'm saying is, really behind the scenes, they can only offer FDIC insurance on United States dollar. It's a federal dollar. It's a United States dollar, right? So the end around is the framework that was created that allows these trust banks to be classified in a way that they can just hold the dollars and then have the crypto, which the government, saying, we can't put insurance on crypto, but we can on dollars. Now they got a framework in which they can do that because they couldn't do it before. So
you're saying that they can insure 3 Bitcoin. Basically, you could have insurance for up to 3 Bitcoin instead of the $250,000. If you had Bitcoin in there, you can get an insurance 1-to-1 on Bitcoin. That's what you're saying. That's the framework that they've put in.
Well, I'm saying, I'm just saying that to get the insurance, it has to be United States dollars. And if you have Bitcoin, it's not United States dollars. Oh, let's create a structure in which that it can be considered United States dollars. And then if that's a legal structure, then we can offer the insurance. And that's what just happened, guys. That's what just happened. That's
It's going to be fun to see how that plays out, because we would want it to be in the actual currency. So we would want Bitcoin for Bitcoin. Otherwise, if somebody goes solvent, the game plan would be wait for the bear market, pay everybody in cash.
Yeah.
So that we have to just see how it plays out. But it does sound like that we got like you said, the rails are starting to come in, and that's a good thing. We need the rails.
That's right.
And from what I'm gathering, I feel like this is a FDIC, so it's federal. It's something government involved, but more so, this opens up what I would believe a floodgate for private insurance to kind of get involved and commingle and deal in this type of business. Of otherwise looking, because first of all, some of the first steps were getting banks to accept crypto, getting regulations and rules in place, and now we're getting insurance framework and so on and so forth. So now more or less we're kind of setting up business framework for these big companies to accept and participate, and like what we're seeing with Emirates is going to happen over here in North America as well. I think a lot more quickly than we're going to initially expect.
Absolutely, Crash. I agree with every bit of that. It's fun to watch. It's fun. Hey, good afternoon. Who is that? Scar Juskal. Good afternoon. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, I agree with everything you just said, Crash. But right now we want to go into our update on our prediction markets. You ready for that, Dave Digital?
Oh, we do. Sure.
Yeah,
Let's
following
take
the
a look.
script.
We love you,
Almost.
That ended fast, Dave. Did you end that by yourself?
No. Hold on, give me a second to find.
Oh no, we're gonna put you right there.
That's not. Is it?
Let's do what Dave does to us. Come on.
We're doing it live.
Wow, this is really hurting us, Dave.
Well, yeah, you should let's go to something else. I didn't know we were headed right into it.
It's a little unprofessional.
We'll play the crickets. Make it professional. Yep. So we have all the trending ones, as you guys can. Well, I can't see if you guys can see. Let me go look.
We can't see anything yet, bro.
Sure.
So what I do is I paste my agenda so I can follow through and see what's going on during the live show, so I know what's coming next.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you working on that, Dave, or should we go to something else?
Yeah, you can go to something else. We'll keep pulling it up.
All right, man. All right. So one of the other things I wanted to bring up, did you guys hear? Whoops, is that you, Dave, or me? Okay.
Yeah, it's ready.
Oh, you ready now?
Sure.
All right, let's hit it. Let's
We love you,
All righty, let's take a look at the prediction market. So this is kind of new for everybody doing the prediction markets. Let's take a look and see what do they have that is trending. When will Dogecoin hit $1 before June 1st, 2027, or after January 1st, 27? Let's dive into that. So it's saying before January 1st, 2027, the yes is a $748 win on $100. So if that's what you're looking for, Billy, you want to get into some of those really crazy ones. And then they have a We Bury the Dead. Is it going to come out with a bad or of a Rotten Tomato score over 85? Who will launch a token this year? All the different kinds of ones. They got the score. You know, you have your sports betting. I like the different ones. So Avatar, Fire and Ash, Rotten Tomato score. Ooh, it's down low. I didn't realize that Avatar would come out that low. I figured that Avatar would be good. Has anybody seen that one yet?
No,
No, I haven't seen it either. I mean, the first one, I think that's probably one of the only 3D movies I've ever seen. So, and this got, I mean, if you want a degen, what's the Shiba Inu price tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? Above the 75 or above the 0.7? So a lot of different stuff. Let's look into the crypto, see what they got specifically. Will Bitcoin cross 100K? So the yes is they can get 7x on their money. No's you can still get 12%. I mean, the 12% isn't bad, you know, on your money. 12%, most people would take that. How high will Bitcoin get this year? And looks like neither one of those are going to work. XRP, they have bets there. Oh, when will Bitcoin be above 200K? Will it be by 2027? Yes, you can make 500 on your $100 bill. So really cool. What assets will Trump acquire for the crypto reserve? Probably none of them, but they have Solana and XRP up on the board. So really cool that, you know, you just can just go on it like anything. What will the announcer say during the LA Dodgers game or whatever, the LA Rams game? Who is this saying? What will the announcer say during the LA Clippers at Dallas pro football game? Or no, who is that, Jeff? The Los Angeles who?
It's the Chargers.
The Chargers. What will the announcer say during the game? Will they say fine, fines, turf, hunting? I mean, and all these different things that you can bet on. So really cool. Just kind of cool that we have that available. Did you place any bets on any prediction markets yet, Billy? Did you go and play with it?
I played with it. I played with it, but I didn't place any bet on it yet.
Are you eyeing anything? Are you liking any of the categories?
I'm just getting familiar with the app, and
You'll be able to do that on Coinbase as well.
And which one did you go with? Did you go with the Kalshi app or did you go with the Polymarket?
No, Kalshi.
What made you pick the Kalshi over Polymarket?
I just downloaded the app and started interacting with it. And it's pretty simple, pretty easy. A boomer like me figured it out pretty quick. So
yeah,
it was user friendly.
Yeah, it was easy to go in. Did you make a deposit?
Little
bit.
Yeah.
Oh, he's ready. He's ready just to push a little button. And of course, guys, it's not financial advice. Billy's worked his whole life, made plenty of money. He can play with a little bit. He's got risk management skills. He knows what he's doing. 6, 7.
I don't have Jimmy money, but I got Billy money.
Yeah. I mean,
Jimmy money.
He's not risking anything big. He just plays for fun.
Yeah.
I've seen people do it on what Mr. Beast will say in his videos, like keywords too, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's
and I think we're gonna
endless.
We're gonna see this thing evolve. I think that there's gonna be region specific Kalshi things to bet on, prediction markets to bet on. I watched the interview this week with one of the co-founders, and they're going to really hone in on this thing. I mean, there's going to be a lot of different categories, not just political, not just sports. Is going to be music. There's going to be, all the way down to what people could be wearing that day for the movie review.
I think they're user generated. I think, right? Isn't it user generated prop bets? So I think most of them people just come up with them. Somehow they get the odds, and there they go.
There you go. I wonder how it's funded. That'd be something fun to figure out too.
Yeah.
Andrew brought up on our last topic about banks and FDIC. Banks would have the same playbook. Never have your crypto in a bank. Boy, do I agree with that, Andrew. 100% in agreement. So there's always both sides to the sword, right? A sword You can cut with both sides. And so all of this is great for adoption. It's great for crypto, but it's not great for our ethos of Bitcoin, right? So if we believe Bitcoin is different, if we believe Bitcoin is you should own it, you should hold your keys, you should hold it, not a third party, not an exchange, not a bank. Banks can close, banks can shut things down, banks can seize, and so you're right about that. So you got good news, bad news, right? The more adoption we get, it's the same argument with legislation. Well, if you want crypto to be mainstream, and everybody did, because they want price go up. If you want price to go up, it's got to get mainstreamed. If you want it mainstreamed, you got to have legal authority. You got to have legal structure. You have to have approvals, and you get approvals. Now you attract big money. You get big money. Now you get manipulate. I mean, so it's just a sword has two sides, man. And I would never keep my Bitcoin in a bank. I'm holding on to my crypto, right? Personally. So, but there are people, most older people, the people older than me, that got into crypto this year and last year through the ETFs, through stock, through just they don't want to understand how to use a wallet. They don't want to understand how to, move crypto around. They're too old. They're just like, I don't have to learn anything new. I got this money. People are telling me put a little bit in Bitcoin. I'm not going to go out and buy Bitcoin, but learn a wallet and what a ledger is. And I'm not doing all that. I don't need to. What do I need to do all that? Well, I got a broker that says, hey, I can get you some Bitcoin in your Fidelity account. That's what they're doing. Right, wrong, or indifferent. That's what they're doing. So, and that's good for us from a buying pressure, right? It's good for us from a buying pressure standpoint. Not good for the ethos. So, yeah, go ahead, Dave.
No, you're just right. It's the path of least resistance. I mean, only us degens are the ones willing to put up with the crap and the risk. Most people, like you say, aren't ever going to be willing to put up with that risk. They need to make it accessible to everybody if everybody's going to adopt it. I mean, they just don't want to, just like you said, they don't want to.
Yeah, they're not going to mess with it. They don't need to either. Most of those people have their wealth already. But they still are eager enough to say, hey man, this Bitcoin thing sounds good. Let me get some of it. But they're not going to go out and learn everything that we all learned about. They're not going to read a white paper. They're not going to bite off into the ethos of Bitcoin.
And even if they read a white paper, would they even understand what it says?
Yeah, most of them aren't going to tune into the Simple Terms podcast whenever we discuss the white papers in simple terms. I mean, most of them don't care about that.
That's right.
Was that natural?
That was natural. Good. Love it. I am going to skip that SOL story for right now. I'm coming back to it, Red, but I'm going to, because I want to get back to Ethereum. And there's a couple of pieces on Ethereum. I just feel like Ethereum has like these two narratives going on right now. I feel like you have Tommy Lee, who's making all these crazy predictions for Ethereum. And of course, he's building a treasury, so he's going to. But then you have the traditional market analysis of Ethereum. And when you look at Ethereum, Bitcoin versus Ethereum performance divergence and what it signals for investors, December 2025 presents, let me click this, cryptocurrency investors with challenging landscape where neither Bitcoin nor Ethereum has delivered the year-end rally many anticipated. Trading at approximately 87 for Bitcoin and 2,900 for Ethereum, both digital assets have surrendered their gains for the year, leaving market participants questioning what these divergent patterns reveal about broader crypto ecosystem health and direction. So there's a tale of two trajectories here, right? The past 12 months paint a complicated picture for the world's two largest cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin climbed to 126 in October before retreating to current levels, representing peak to trough decline that erased optimism built during much of the year. Ethereum's journey proved even more volatile, with a stunning July surge of approximately 60%, taking prices from 2,400 to nearly 3,915 before the subsequent reversal. Recent weeks have intensified the pressure. A single 24-hour period witnessed 573 million in liquidations as Bitcoin fell to 85,833, its lowest mark since early December, and Ethereum simultaneously dropped over 4% to 29.55, demonstrating how quickly sentiment can shift in digital asset marketplaces. These movements underscore the persistent volatility that defies cryptocurrency investing, even as an institutional adoption begins to take shape. So there's a summary. Go down here. I read this whole thing and I'm trying to get down here to this summary. Portfolio considerations. It's down, man. Am I just scrolling to no man's land? Anyways, down there was a summary. Managing expectations. Yeah, there you go, Dave. The point about it is they're saying in this article basically that we know that Bitcoin follows the stock market, and Bitcoin just diverged from the stock market in October, and stock market's going up, Bitcoin's going down, and we also know that everything follows Bitcoin. Generally speaking, you have the one-offs every day, of course, but generally speaking, everything, all the altcoins follow Bitcoin. But yet you have this Tommy Lee, right? You guys seen this? Well, before I even get to him, let me pull up this, because this was another part of the story that I was like, there's all these narratives with Ethereum that's just driving me crazy. It's like new people would be absolutely confused because what I just read there, look at this. On top of that, Ethereum ETF see 96.6 million outflow as 150 million bids billed at 27 to 2,800. 96 million in outflows for Ethereum on the ETFs we're talking. So Ethereum sent mixed signals after US spot ETFs posted 96.6 million net outflow, led by BlackRock selling. At the same time, open interest rose, and Binance data showed heavy bids waiting between 27 and 2,800.
So they sold to buy cheaper.
Could be. I mean, it could be. They could have sold to sell and buy something else. Ethereum ETFs, let's see. Yeah, this just shows the outflow of all the different ETFs for Ethereum, for ETH. And it was a lot. BlackRock accounted for the largest single move. The asset manager sold roughly 102.2 million worth of ETH from its ETF product, making it the main driver behind the overall net outflow. Other issuers posted limited activity, which failed to offset the scale of BlackRock selling. Open interest does climb, though, while price lags. So meanwhile, Ethereum derivatives data shows a clear divergence between positioning and price. Aggregated open interest continued to rise on major perpetual venture venues, while ETH price failed to reclaim its prior local high near the 3,000 area, according to TradingView and High Block Capital stuff. So you have this, right? So you have a massive, the second story showing us that ETFs outflows, massive selling, BlackRock leading that. Then you have the third story, which is Tommy Lee believing that we are getting ready to see Ethereum explode. And if you look up that story, there's very specific predictions of the price. And we're talking in first quarter of 2026, all the way through the end of 2026 with, I believe, I'm trying to find it, his highest prediction was like, I want to say it was like $60,000 or something like that. It was like, what? So for new people coming into crypto, and you get all these stories, you get all these narratives, you just don't know what to believe. And when you hook your wagon to one and then it gets rugged, welcome to crypto. Welcome to the way it works. It's not like hooking your wagon to Tesla. Other than Bitcoin, I don't see any other crypto being similar to a stock in that regard. Anyways, what do you think about that, Jimmy Jim? What I know, Jimmy Jim's a big ETH holder, and I'm a ETH holder. Just full disclosure, I got ETH. I love my ETH. I'm gonna keep my ETH. But I do find it, these narratives right now. Think about where we are into the year, into the cycle, most likely. It's very interesting to me that we're hearing these Ethereum narratives. One narrative saying basically it follows Bitcoin. It's going to do what Bitcoin's going to do. A lot of people selling it. And then you have this other narrative from a huge setting up a Bitcoin treasury, Ethereum treasury. And there's other Ethereum treasuries being set up right now. And so you got these people betting on Ethereum right now. Seems odd to me. What's your thoughts, Jimmy Jim?
I mean, again, to a certain degree, I mean, it kind of supports what we've been saying, with this, maybe. All right, bear with me here. So, I've been saying extended cycle. Well, maybe it is technically not an extended cycle, but the fact that the bear market is not going to be so bearish, it's not going to feel like a bear market, and through the traditional time frames of bear market going into the next bull, which will make it kind of feel like it's just this big long extended bull run, if you will. Because I mean, at those levels, I mean, if Bitcoin is let's just say down in the 60s, then I would have to imagine Ethereum is down in that $1,400, $1,600 range. And the fact that they're saying there's this big buy orders setting up at these levels, it's like, yeah, I mean, if that continually happens over the next couple of years, well, things don't go so bearish because, the institutional money is keeping it propped up. So the bear market doesn't feel so bearish, and it's kind of more of a, something more subtle of a bear market, I guess.
Yeah. It's just where there's smoke, there's fire. There's so much activity and discussion around like Ethereum price point right now. But when you dig into what's going on, you can pretty much see that there is a lot of ETF selling. BlackRock, to Red's point, Red, they could be. There's another chart that shows that Bitcoin ETFs are holding up great, right? But the Ethereum ETFs got a lot of outflows. Well, that's big.
And there's a bit of a counterbalance narrative as well that's pushing altcoins down and preventing what we're seeing of an altcoin season. And also, this is the perfect opportunity and time as we're priming for the next phase of markets, for our niche markets to come up, which is why we're seeing those media coins like that, whatever that sound token was, or that producer token. And then of course, privacy is still a very much big thing, but yeah, sorry.
No, it's perfect, Crash. Yeah. There's these narratives that I think they surface at a time. Sometimes they're planted, right? Sometimes these narratives are planted and they get you looking this way, really, when you need to look this way. And it just feels to me in it, right or wrong, I don't know. It does. What's really good from a fundamental analytical standpoint, it doesn't change my investment thesis, but it is kind of interesting from a market sentiment and a narrative position mindset to say, why is this happening? Like, what is going on? It's interesting. It's not going to change my fundamental thesis from an investment standpoint, but it is interesting and I'm always trying to figure out what's at play, because there seems like there's something brewing with Ethereum and I can't put my finger on it yet. And I'll do like everybody else does. I'll go around the cryptoverse and YouTube verse and try to gather as much information as I can, because if there is if any of those things would change my investment thesis, I want to know about it, right? So I want to find out about it. So that's what we're always trying to get to, is really from a standpoint, is this going to change my investment thesis? And when I say investment thesis, I'm not saying trading thesis. I'm saying investment thesis. So trading side of things, totally different. You don't really.
Yeah, but Billy, I think
charts are the charts, right? So
I think the big thing is trying to decipher what's noise and what's facts. And I believe there's an agenda behind Tom Lee's statements. It's called, he spent a lot of money on ETH and he's trying to use you as exit liquidity. I mean, let's just call it what it is. I mean, when you own ETH, of course you're going to say ETH's going to go to $20,000 by the year 2026, and I've worked for JP Morgan for 35 years and I've predicted all of these. Come on, guys. He said $7,000 to $9,000. We're sitting at what, 2,900 right now?
I mean, we're not even at 6-7.
Way off, man. Stop listening to these people.
Dave's trying to
Come up with
algo
your own
going.
investment thesis. Stop listening to these people, because they're never right. Their predictions are never right.
100% agree with Red, and it looks like most of the chat also agrees. Who the heck is Tommy Lee, and why do we care what he's saying?
He's not paying my bills. Why do I care what he's saying? I'm paying my bills.
Andrew, you're right. I'd rather walk up on a bear in the woods if I have to walk up on something. A bear. I'd rather walk up on a bear than a bear and 3 cubs, right? So I wouldn't want to walk up on either one of them. But if I had to pick between those two, yeah, I don't want the cubs, man, because bad things happen when mama and the cubs are around. So I agree with that. No, you're right, Red. I mean, there's always gamification, man. Somebody always has an angle. And it does matter when you're big enough to move price action. And guys like Sailor, guys like on the east side, Tommy Lee are mega whales. And so why do we care? Well, we really don't care. It doesn't change my investment thesis, right? But I'm always trying to figure out what the gameplay is. So just like Sailor, he really created some very spectacular financial products that were different than just owning Bitcoin. And the way he did it, the way he created even his original Bitcoin with the Dutch auction to go to his board and basically sell them on the idea that they want to become a Bitcoin strategy, a Bitcoin company in the marketplace of business in Wall Street, just unheard of, man. Massive stones right there, and leadership. And so likewise, we all know that Michael Saylor believes in Bitcoin, the ethos, and also wants the price to go up too. We know that. And that's what Tommy Lee wants. He wants Ethereum's price. He wants Ethereum to do what Bitcoin's doing. And will it do it? I don't know, but I do know this. I have Ethereum. Now, if I didn't believe in Ethereum, I wouldn't be having it. So I do believe in Ethereum, and I would love to see that price go up to some of his predictions, man. That would be, and I know Jimmy would too, right, Jimmy? That'd
Sure.
be nice. Yeah,
Wouldn't be mad at that.
wouldn't be mad at that, man.
I mean, it does seem like too, though. I mean, Michael Saylor, it seems like all of his intentions were good, right? With everything that he's done for Bitcoin, but it seems like it kind of ended up backfiring because you don't make money until you take profit. I mean, that's just the way that this game works. And if he takes profit, that's dangerous for Bitcoin. So if Tommy Lee's going to do the same thing, I don't know that it's a win-win for the industry.
Well, don't quote me on these numbers, but we just saw that he has 60 billion, basically 59 something billion of Bitcoin. Sailor. Don't quote me on this, but you do a Google research or use AI, but on that 60 billion of value, I'm pretty sure he's only got a few billion of cost. And in other words, he had a company and he bought that with OPM. So like true cost is OPM. All of it. I mean,
but even with OPM, if you round trip it, it's a round trip.
Sure, but when you get down to, thinking bare bones minimum, if you have a dollar bill in your wallet and you end up keeping your dollar bill and you use someone else's $50 to make your someone else's $50 to make you $100, now you have $101 in your billfold.
Well, I'm just saying you need to put in your billfold. Otherwise, you don't have it if it's not realized.
Well, I mean, that's true, but
and especially if they're
it's not
coming
like
after
he started from zero.
He's a target. No, but he's a target now. And if they're really coming after him, I mean, his name is strategy, so he's going to have to be super strategic. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying that I have that strategy mapped out of my head because I don't. But if big money is coming after him, he's going to have to figure out a game plan because those guys have been playing the game a lot longer than him.
They have,
and they have big teams. And so
the only way to stop
you don't have any money unless you take profit.
Well, he could be in a position where he doesn't have to make money, Dave. You see what I'm saying? So if you have in your bank account $1 billion, you're already a billionaire yourself. So your legacy is to keep this going. So
no, but my point isn't that he needs the money. I'm saying that if they can come up with an attack that takes it all, he's screwed.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying that if he needs it, because I don't know what he needs or not. I think his last business has failed, but I don't know if he needs the money or not for his personal life. But if he's a target and the people have real ammunition that they could come in and do what they plan on doing, that's big. I'm not saying that he needs it. I'm just saying that if they can turn all his profits back into a round trip, that sucks. Or even a loss for him. And they can, that's the world we live in. I mean, there's no one person that can take on any of that,
Yeah, I took us down. We were on the ETH path, and I kind of made an analogy with Sailor, but I do want Crash to pull up the ETH chart. Let's take a look at ETH, Crash.
Yeah, and while he's pulling that out, I was just saying that Tommy Lee's the same. If he's going to do the same thing with ETH, that's going to be a huge sell point that's available in the future if he gets the percentage like Michael Saylor has done with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I mean, just like Luna, they target those folks. I mean, they shut them down. They crack them.
Yeah. And you were saying something about, what was it, 16K or 12 or 1200, 1600 or 1200? Yeah. No,
well,
I don't think
Jimmy said that if Bitcoin has its retrace and is in the 70s, he would see that. Imagine Bitcoin to be or Ethereum to be at around 1600 or something like that. Yeah,
there you go.
He wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, it's very, very much possible. That's kind of where the strength line was when it was crossing through, and in terms of the price action crossing through it. I can see that happening and why that would, but this is kind of more the value range with our high, our center, and our low that I would peg it at for the next moves down. Obviously, we had it's kind of hard to see without zooming in, but we had not a touch, but what I call a soft retest of the dual band strength index here on Market Cipher. So we very well could be done this move down, or we could have another scoop and test, but the strength line has been held incredibly strong even through the bear market. There was just constant retesting of it. There wasn't like drop downs and playing with EMAs and spider lines and stuff like that. It held magnetized to this thing. So even with all this sentiment, like and the play with the ETFs, like there can't be too much left of a drawdown for Ethereum in my eyes. Like it's already been drawn down enough to the point where it's essentially obliterated most alts as well. And like I just don't see it happening 16K or less than that. These lines, that 18, that sorry, not 16K, 1600. That 1800 line is my that's my line in the sand. I don't think it would go lower. It's just too much volume there.
Yeah, and that was huge accumulation at 1800, man. That was
yeah. And you can see out in the daily here, skews the volume on the right side there. You can see the play around those lines that I drew off the daily. So there's a lot of confluence there, being a little bit of a bucket right here. So coming back down and retesting that, slim chance. Retest the middle one, much likelier. Of course, this one's not going to be a retest. If it did drop, it would probably dip under and play in this channel, if anything. But yeah, that's kind of my short play, if you want to call it that.
yeah. Yep. Tony, you have any thoughts on the whole ETH piece?
Oh, and I should actually quickly point out that we did flip red on the money flow. It's not entirely visible down there, but it did flip red for weekly on Ethereum.
Oh, no kidding. That is interesting. The red dot and it flipped red on money flow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. What's your thoughts, Tony?
Well, my thoughts are it's got a good chance on Kalshi of there's a whole bunch of different things related to what Dave was sharing, and I just looked briefly, and depending on what you would think yourself, if you think ETH would have a year-to-date positive price at the end of the year, then you could win almost 5x whatever you put down on there. Do your own research. And so I was looking at it, and that there's a whole bunch of other coins listed on that. And I think ETH has the best chance of staying and maybe staying above last year's or the beginning of this year's price. So it's just another way to look at the markets and play around with things. No, I don't have anything further on it.
Well, let's just roll right into, you had a segment you wanted to make sure you hit today. Let's hit that.
Yeah, let's do that. Let me share my screen. So there was a couple things, and because Dave was talking about the Kalshi and other predictive markets, I thought I'd dive into that. But I had this one, and I'll go ahead and share. So many of you know that I'm actively involved in the Infinity Rising game series. But aside from playing the game, they're having a big contest. You can earn $1,000 USD in their own token. For creating now for Dave and others like Dave and those that he's teaching, there's no AI allowed as far as entries. But basically, people are going to create characters in the game using their really, really well-designed AI avatar creator. And then they have Santa suits that people could buy, and they have elf suits, both male and female. And here's a couple examples of how realistic, and this is in game right there. There's a Santa. You got a Santa with a shotgun about to go shoot a droid. And then, there's the getting out of the bath. But they also have the Sleigh Bay outfit, which I thought was pretty interesting. So that's just the one thing I wanted to share. But then looking at, one of the things is I was looking at Kalshi that Dave shared there. I don't know if you know much about this OpenLM AI. It basically is a way, they have this thing called the chatbot arena, and it's a crowdsourced randomized battle. Basically, you can add in whatever prompts you want, and it's a free service. And it without you knowing which service it's using, whether it's Gemini or Grok or Claude or ChatGPT or Grok or anything like that, and then people vote on the result of the AI. Here, let me share this brief video. It might help with this, but this is like a 30-second clip. Well,
you're listening anyone can go and chat with the state-of-the-art models today, open source and commercial, and some of the models that even aren't available on the commercial websites. So, the next generation of OpenAI and Google's models. And you get to talk to two models at once, and ask your question. You get two answers for free, and you can choose the better of the two. And please do vote. And when you vote, which one's better, we use that information to build a leaderboard that ranks models. And we do really cool stuff now where we can take those conversations and say, you were asking about homework. It looks like math homework. We can now segment the feedback you give us into different categories. So we can say, look, these models are better at math homework, but not so good at writing a funny story. And so that kind of segmentation allows the AI community to.
So anyways, I just thought that was a unique thing, a twist on what Dave shared, and doing some research just now to see that there's this platform you can look for. It's called Chatbot Arena. It's this tool that you can go and you can put in prompts, and then you can vote for your best one. And on the Kalshi side, there's votes of which one of those AI bots is going to have the highest score, like hit this 1500 mark, almost like a chess master ranking. So there's this thing going on that people are obviously even betting on the predictive market stuff, and then that's what drew me to learning about this new AI tool. Well, that'll give you several different prompts, and it might even help you to find the right one for what you're searching for to help you with. So.
That is cool, Tony. Tony's always bringing the data on the gaming side of stuff. So, who we should bring on?
I'm creating those. I actually the Infinity Rising had like an arrow trails. They had like 4 tracks you ran through. I won $35 worth of Rise token for the 2-week contest they had through the 15th, and they're continuing to do all these contests as they build. So fun community.
Yeah, we should bring on Crimson. He's a big gamer, right?
Yeah, I've been sending him some stuff because he's like, that's not really ready. Because he's a big gamer, but he's already actively involved in the games that are well past development stage.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we're getting ready to wrap up the show. We do a closing bell right at the weekly close. So, Crash, get that weekly Bitcoin chart ready if you could. But in the meantime, we got time to hit Jimmy Jim's final thoughts. You ready, Jimmy?
Sure.
Cards and Legos and Legos and cards. What is a handsome man like me supposed to do?
Well, we have had a pretty busy week. Trying to get this pulled up. There we go. Got the opportunity last Monday to meet the man, the myth, the legend, Chevy Chase. That was pretty fun. Got to go to, they did a showing of the movie Christmas Vacation, and then he came out and did about a hour-long Q&A, and then after that, got to go backstage, do meet and greet with him. He's definitely getting old. Still witty. He actually had his wife and his daughter. Little did I know, like his daughter's best friend lives here in Houston, so actually they come through here often, I guess, is the point they were trying to make. But his wife definitely had to remind him of some things, and they talked about, just how being in front of a big audience like that was actually pretty intimidating. Even in his SNL days, it was that was the most people he had really been in front of. And if you've ever been to the SNL studio, it's not a very big studio for audience members, I guess I should. But was a super cool experience. And they even had, let me see.
Who's the young guy in the chair standing next to the old guy in the black jacket?
Sitting in the chair?
Just messing with you.
Or
there you go.
And they were even giving out.
That's a
That was pretty
good-looking
interesting.
card.
They were giving out these trading cards there
No
as you were
kidding.
walking out.
Jimmy got a trading card.
That's cool, man. Were you standing there buying them off people for like $1, to get the whole set?
No, not at all.
Damn.
But I was pretty upset when I found out that they had a Christmas vacation collector card. I missed out on the sale. I didn't realize they had them. I bought the Picking the Pope costume card that I showed on here before, and it had a actual patch of the pajamas that he wore in Christmas Vacation. I was pretty bummed out that I missed that. And then I saw actually on one of my Facebook groups that someone pulled a 1 of 1. It was Clark and Eddie signature autos. Pretty awesome.
Pretty cool, Jimmy Jim. Jimmy Jim always out and about meeting Chevy Chase. I'm sure Taco Berry loved that, brother. That's great.
Yeah, I mean he wasn't nearly as crazy about the situation as I was. I had an opportunity to meet him in 1989. I was 19 years old. They were shooting Fletch Lives, the second Fletch, which is based in Louisiana. And he was staying in a family friend's house that they leased out to the production company or whatever. Actually staying in the house. I never went. I saw this was coming through town. I was like, man, I'm not missing this.
That's cool.
And he had just gotten over pneumonia right when he walked out. I mean, he had a coughing episode that it was like, you all right, bro? And I mean, probably for the first 20 minutes of it, I was like, man, I don't know if this meet and greet thing is going to happen. I mean, he was definitely winded and weak from having pneumonia. But
Wow.
he did the Three Amigos greeting, the don't hip thrust. He did a live reading of the big long last rant in Christmas Vacation that he does, which of course can't be repeated. But it was a very, very cool experience. It seems a lot of rumors going around. He's kind of a-hole, on set and to fans and whatnot. But I mean, like I said, I mean, he just seemed old, man. Didn't have a lot to. Yeah, he said a lot when he was on stage, but in the meet and greet, not a lot. I mean, not much more than a Merry Christmas, and his family's kind of stayed off to the side, like keeping an eye on him. I mean, you could tell he had just finished going through stuff, illness wise.
So you're saying he should do the reboot of Grumpier Old Men, maybe?
He said his favorite character was Fletch, and if there could be a part 2, he would love if he had his choice, that was the Three Amigos.
Let's I didn't know. I was so interested. We're already 4 minutes past the hours. Let's pull up the Bitcoin close. Are you ready for the close? What do we do, Crash, for the
There it
week?
is. We're looking at a close of 88,700 approximately, plus or minus a few bucks there. But we did produce a green dot about time on the weekly. Let's see if that holds leading into market open tomorrow.
Can you center up the last 4 weeks and make them real big for us?
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. All right. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know if those 3 wicks to the left of us to the downside are a good
There's-
sign. I think that they're not, but we'll have to see. what
No,
happens.
and there's a lot of indecision because our strength numbers, as tiny as they are on the screen, I'll tell you right now, the top and bottom are both 8s. So there's even pressure on both ends right now. And in conjunction with the continuous spread of our RSI and stochastics, this feels like it's going to teeter more to the downside, in my opinion. It might even invalidate this green dot or produce a second red.
Ready? Yep.
I think we go lower.
I think we got some room to go down.
Lower it is.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here, hanging out with us. We appreciate it. And we can't wait to see you
the club.
on Tuesday. On Tuesday on our X Space, we're going to have a Creator Christmas X Space, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then we're also this Thursday, Christmas Eve, going to be doing our book reading with Miss Teen Crypto, Randy Hipper. So we appreciate you guys stopping in for that. We're going to have a good time. Until next time, we will see you. Stay safe. We love you.
Merry Christmas, Billy Goat tells fam. Love in the air, that's who we am. Hand to hand, we share, we gain. Hashtag givers gain again and again.
Merry Christmas, Billy Goat tells fam. Love in the air, that's who we are.
Hand to hand, we share, we gain. Hashtag givers gain again and again.
If you're near or far away, you're still family today.
Merry Christmas, Billy Goat tells fam. Hashtag givers gain again and again. Merry Christmas, Billy Goat tells fam. Love in the air, that's who we am. Hand to hand, we share, we gain. Hashtag givers gain again and again.